All right. Hello, Radical Charge. How you doing? It's been a while. Sure has been a while, guys. But I'm live again today, so hope you all are doing good. Great to hear if you all are doing good, because that's the way it should be. But anyway, we got a pretty decent hurricane right now in the Gulf of Mexico at the moment, Hurricane Delta. It was close to becoming a 5, but it wasn't quite there, which is good. But it's set to become a pretty big storm whenever it does near the Gulf Coast. So this really isn't something to ignore, and that is why I am streaming. It has been a while. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into this. Hope I can get some people in here. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get into this. So, right now, as we are seeing, this is live with Hurricane Delta. Right now, winds are at 85 miles an hour with a minimum central pressure of 977 millibars. It is moving northwest at 17 miles an hour. So it's got decent speed. Isn't moving too slow. It's actually fairly quick, so let's go and take a look at the cone, because this really tells us where this thing will head. So as we can see, landfall in Louisiana, of course, Louisiana. Basically kind of in the western central part of Louisiana right there. It is set to become a major hurricane before it does make landfall, and then weaken down to a regular hurricane before it does make landfall right there at 1 p.m. Friday. And then it does look to affect kind of the Ohio Valley there as a depression remnant, or a remnant low anyway. So it could affect a lot of the United States. But anyway, so as we can see, we are seeing watches only, but those will get changed into warnings soon. So that's something to keep in mind. Right now we do have a lot of hurricane warnings in effect as we speak along the Louisiana coast and parts of the Texas coast right there as well, near Houston. And then parts of the Texas coast right there is under a tropical storm watch, and right there in Louisiana it's under a tropical storm watch as well. Hurricane warnings are still in effect for Mexico, the Yucatan Peninsula is right now under a hurricane warning and tropical storm warning right there in the blue, and that is for Hurricane Delta, which will be heading away from that area. Hurricane Delta, it looks to, as I'm seeing, it's going to be making landfall as a hurricane. Um, but it does look to re-strengthen back into a major whenever it kind of nears the Louisiana coast. And the very unfortunate thing is it'll be making landfall near where Hurricane Laura made landfall, which is very unfortunate. All right, see ya, French. Thanks for tuning in to today's stream. But yeah, anyways, very unfortunate for them in Louisiana. And really, mainly them in western Louisiana, because they were the ones who got the major impact from Hurricane Laura in August, over a month ago. So, and you guys watching this who are in the path of the storm, I'd listen to your local officials. If you're told to evacuate, please leave, because there's a reason why they tell you. It's probably some sort of danger that's getting worse, or there's going to be potential danger like storm surge. So very important to leave if you're told to evacuate, because your life is at risk if you are staying. But let's go ahead and now get into hello, Glassy. Sorry to not see your message because I was trying to focus on this. But anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at the wind speed potential. And we're seeing some pretty high wind speed potential in there. Showers coming to DC. Anyways, mostly everyone on the coast of Louisiana will probably be seeing tropical storm force winds. As I said, pretty much if you're in 60% and higher, you're most likely going to see it. I mean, if you're in these two, you probably are going to see it. So I would be ready for that if you're in any of these areas in Louisiana, because this will bring a lot of life-threatening situations. So I would get ready as soon as possible if you are watching this who live in Louisiana or who is pretty much in the path of this storm. 50-knot wind speed probability, as we're seeing here, pretty narrow. But also, another thing is, it's a decently small storm, as I last saw. Not too big. So that is why this is pretty small. But that 60% does kind of go up into the Louisiana coast, like right there. And then we see some of those 50s and 40s and even 30s in kind of going into the mainland of Louisiana. So then hurricane force winds, not seeing too much of a potential in Louisiana, but we are seeing at most of 40% right on the coast. It is really big, right on the coast there. So there's a chance that anyone there could see hurricane force winds, but this is a little far out, so things will change. Forecasts will change. They will shift. So I would not be surprised if this red goes into Louisiana's coast. So and that's 70%. So that is for the wind potential from Hurricane Delta. So we're going to take a look at the U.S. rainfall potential. And as we can see, 6 inches of rain in the orange there, which could bring some flash flooding, or quite a lot of flash flooding to Louisiana. Even those 4 inches, or those yellows there, could bring some flash flooding as well. So I would be prepared for flash flooding, because that happens in every or most tropical systems, if not every. But and then as we're seeing, we can just see this line of rain, which it pretty much travels into the mid-Atlantic even. So DC, Baltimore could be seeing some effects from this storm. So, but mainly looking at here in the Gulf Coast because they are mostly at risk for the worst of this storm in the United States. So, and don't get me wrong, this could change. We could see higher amounts of rain, lower amounts of rain, but we are seeing some decent amounts of rain here, 6 inches in between, from 6 to 9. So it will bring some flash flooding to the Louisiana coast. And also another thing, storm surge. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Peak surge, we are seeing pretty high storm surge on the Louisiana coast. 4 to 7 to 7 to 11 foot storm surge is pretty high. So at that point, that's probably a need, or there's probably a need for anyone to evacuate in this area because that is some decent storm surge. So, and we're seeing a 1 to 3 foot storm surge on the Texas coast and 2 to 4 foot there, and also 2 to 4 foot storm surge on the Mississippi and Alabama coast, and also 4 to 6 foot storm surge on the edge of the coast there on Louisiana. Storm surge, very dangerous situation in hurricanes. It can really bring a lot of life-threatening situations. The higher the storm surge is, the more dangerous it is. Again, if you're told to evacuate, please leave because very, very dangerous situation. But anyways, so hurricanes, warnings, of course, in effect there. I did say that at the beginning of the stream. It has, of course, had a history of producing hurricane force winds because it was actually almost a 5, believe it or not, whenever it neared the Yucatan Peninsula. So, it is still a hurricane as we do speak. It is said to be a hurricane until landfall in Louisiana. But anyways, so this is for what the Hurricane Center has to say about this. Let's go ahead and take a look at Tropical Tidbits, the GFS model. Let's go ahead and bring ourselves down to central U.S. or southeast, actually. Let's do that one, because that one kind of shows the mid-Atlantic, which is where the storm could be moving into as a remnant low. But as I said before, we're mainly worried about this area because they're at risk for the worst of the storm in the U.S. So, as we can see, at around when it nears the coast here, it does look to be a decent storm. It does grow in size a little, which that can really spread danger. But right now, decently small. It was pretty small whenever it did near the Yucatan Peninsula. So, and if hurricanes are smaller, they can strengthen or weaken faster. So that's something to keep. Well, that's a bad thing about small storms. There's a lot of bad about big storms as well. So, then at around landfall, it looks to have around 973 millibars minimum pressure, so could make landfall as a hurricane. Very, very possible. So I would keep up to date with the track of this storm because, as I said, predictions can shift. That's a big thing. They can shift. So at around Saturday, midnight. Ironic. That's when Laura made landfall. Was around midnight, midnight to 1 a.m. their time in Central Time Zone. But yeah, at around of course night, it'll make landfall as a hurricane potentially, and then it'll move up, affecting all of Louisiana and also affecting a lot of Mississippi. It's affecting most of the southeast, and then it moves through Tennessee, and then there's the remnants of it moving through Virginia in the mid-Atlantic. Maryland could be seeing some, or they could be affected by the remnants of the storm. So, but that we are not too positive about. So pretty far out. That is on October 12th is when it will affect the Mid-Atlantic. Then at around Tuesday, it moves out to shore as potentially a remnant low, or really a dead storm because it did move through a lot of land. So now let's go ahead and take a look at this. And sea surface temperature is a big thing, by the way, with these storms. So as we're seeing here, we're seeing 84-degree sea surface temperatures, pretty much in the path of where this thing will be going. It's actually sitting over that right now, believe it or not. And then whenever it nears the coast or near the coast of Louisiana is when temperatures kind of drop down to 70s. But we are seeing some pretty warm sea surface temperatures in the Gulf, so that'll really let it develop a lot. So, and then of course here is all the wind gusts from the storm. That's right now as it is located right off of Mexico, the Yucatan Peninsula. So, and that'll move northwest and then move directly north into Louisiana and then make landfall as a potential hurricane. So then it moves up and through, and then affecting a lot of the southeast and affecting parts of the mid-Atlantic, southern mid-Atlantic. DC could be seeing some stuff from the storm as well. So of course the rain accumulations, so we're going to take a look at that. This is within the next 10 days, so we can really see that trail of rain just moving in and through Louisiana and moving through the Ohio Valley, which that is of course from Hurricane Delta. So this is gonna really affect a lot of places in the US, so it's something to really keep an eye on for the next few days, especially whenever it nears the Louisiana coast. So let's see. Let's go and take a look at the satellite imagery of the storm right now. So this is what we're seeing. Here's the infra. As we are seeing some pretty cold cloud tops all in through there. So that's pretty. Well, it's a pretty tall storm. And of course, we're seeing this big band of rain going around the storm. So yeah, it's actually decently small. Has grown a little. Yeah, as I said, smaller storms can develop or weaken faster. So if it's over the Gulf, it'll potentially strengthen faster, and it could grow. So that's something to also keep in mind. So things could change with this storm pretty quickly. So, and this is the actual satellite view. Pretty decent looking storm on the satellite. So, and that'll, of course, move up into Louisiana and affect Louisiana. So, that's the radar, which is not showing anything because, well, down here is saying no data. But because it's of course moving out into the Gulf. But anyways, so anything else for me to discuss? Can we check storms in New York? I was thinking that this would be a severe weather stream also, but kind of figured that all the storms would be moving out by now, but it clearly not. So I guess I'll maybe make this a severe weather stream as well. We go, just changed it. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look at the storms here in New England. Have not done this in forever, so anyways, so we're seeing pretty decent line of storms in New England at the moment, right there. We do have one severe warning, and that is for Dukes County, Barnstable County, Plymouth County, Bristol County, Newport County, Kent County, and Northern Bristol County, which is what I said before. But 60 mile an hour gusts, as we are seeing a line, so these can produce straight line winds, which can be pretty strong. This is part of the same warning. It is part of the same warning. So as we are seeing some pretty strong wind speeds, or pretty strong winds in in through here. So, and that'll be moving in and through the bottom part of Massachusetts, kind of the tail here, and then that'll probably move out into sea. Can this impact DC tomorrow? The line of storms? Or are you talking about the hurricane? Because I don't think DC is getting anything. Really, the next The line of storms. No. These will be moving out into sea within the next couple of hours. Maybe less than that. It will impact these areas here. So what about the back of the cold front? I don't think so either, because these are all moving southeast, kind of in this direction. Like the whole cold front is moving in that direction. So and pretty much this is the bottom of it, of the storms anyway. So yeah, that'll pretty much just move southeast. But the next thing of rain that DC will probably get is from the hurricane, or the remnants of it. Which it'll be pretty interesting to see that, but anyway, yeah. I believe there's actually a slight here too. That's what yeah. Where is everyone? I do not know. It's kind of an inactive stream today. I think it's probably because I haven't been streaming in a while. I don't think the other stream mod is on right now. Yeah. Let's see what else we're seeing. Seeing some showers in Rhode Island, just south of Long Island, or not Rhode Island. Well, yes, and Rhode Island, yes, but I meant Connecticut. But just south of Long Island, we're seeing a big band of cells here that are just moving in the same direction that the line is moving in, so out to sea anyway. Check Florida. Alright, let me take a look. We're seeing some stuff here in Florida, actually. There is a general thunderstorm risk here. Florida is hot and humid. Check there. I see some thunderstorms in that area. Yeah. There's some scattered thunderstorms all around the state. We see this cluster near Orlando. Those are probably very slow moving. Yeah, those are really slow. Those are probably moving in this direction. Kind of see some developing stuff though, just off of this cell here. So do you think it could be a flood warning? Potential. That's potential. You should keep a track on that. Yeah, I probably should. For a little bit. Check the wind. Um, Not too bad for wind. Could have some gusty winds in that though. But my biggest fear, quote unquote fear, with this cell is probably the flooding, because it's really slow moving. I was about to say nearly stationary, but that would be like 1 mile an hour. So there's nothing really happening except in Florida. Yeah, and up here. We do have a severe warning up there, as I did say earlier. But of course, it's October. Severe weather is not so common anymore, like it was back in July, when it was like severe weather threats daily. And that was back in July, which is pretty usual for summer. So, yeah, at this point, every once in a while there's severe weather threats, but not like summer. And then winter is one severe weather threat every month, about. I'm getting ready for winter, yeah. I'm trying to figure out how to do winter storms, because that's gonna be an interesting thing this winter. Hopefully, I'm hoping we'll get a better winter this winter. Like, I hope the coast gets snow, because that didn't happen last year. Historically bad winter, like no snow, last winter. So it's very possible that this will be a better winter, but maybe average, because we are actually in a La Nina. Don't get me wrong, which is bad for snow, or it's bad for nor'easters anyway. So probably will, because there is less pollution in the atmosphere. I mean, you can't say that, but well, the main thing, it's a La Nina year, and that's how since we had COVID. Who knows about that? I mean, I think they're all back up, so now we're all kind of doing the thing again. But Weatherman of the North, hello, remember me? I sort of do, actually, from last stream, right? Anyways, how are you doing? Hope you're doing good. It's been a while since I've streamed. So my stream was in September, and that was like early September, whenever we were having that severe weather outbreak in the Mid-Atlantic. Yeah, yeah, you were in my last stream in September, whenever we had that um, severe weather outbreak. And I really don't think should have had a 10% tornado chance, because there wasn't really so much tornadic activity for it to be a 10% tornado chance. Um, but yeah, it's pretty interesting to be in a 10% tornado chance. It was interesting to see that in the Mid-Atlantic too, like in DC. I was blocked on Severe Weather Live. There was a big misunderstanding. Someone just texted me. Hold on. Hold on. Sorry about that. Someone did just come into my room to say something to me. I might need to be right back for a couple minutes. But anyways, so still seeing some stuff in Florida. Sort of developing cells here. Those are just maintaining their strength. We are seeing some up through here. Decent amount of rain. There could be some area flood warnings in Florida. Actually, yeah, there are. It's been a while since I've opened this. Goodness. So yeah, flood warning. Those are just area flood warnings. So we have a bunch of storm surge warnings on the Gulf Coast there as well in Louisiana. That's for the hurricane. So anyways, I'm the only one live. Really? I would think that there'd be people live for well, I mean, if it's severe weather, yeah, I see that happening, but for the hurricane, I could see a lot more people streaming because it's kind of a part of top news right now for weather. Well, it is top news for weather because it's right now set to become a major hurricane. But anyway, seeing some cells in the eastern panhandle of Florida there, moving really slow this way. And do we have some stuff here? Probably not, actually. So just small little showers there. Nothing to really worry about. Main thing is down here in Central Florida. So yeah, and as I said before, there are some flood warnings. Not flash flood, just flood warnings. A couple, I think there's one here and one down here. So, it was probably for this cell here. How is Sarasota, Florida? Oh, there it is. I was about to look it up. Sarasota doesn't look to have much around. It's not what I'm... Hold on. Let me choose this one. Doesn't look like there's much around Sarasota at all. So there are some cells kind of south of it, over the waters, over the Gulf. Those are like really mini cells, so and I don't think that they'll affect Florida at all. They're kind of moving the opposite way, so So take a look at the severe warning up here again. See what's going on here. It also looks like that the line of storms are weakening. So that is good news for anyone in the path of the storm. But there is there's probably a lot of damaging winds in here. Yeah, there's quite a lot of damaging winds in here. It did say 60 gusts. So, oh, you have family there. Oh, okay. In Sarasota. Echo Tops. Let's actually check that because I've not checked that in a while. Not too high, actually. Not high at all. 20,000 foot echoes. So that's not high at all. Still think DC could see something. Very low chance that DC will see anything from this cold front that's moving through the northeast. So it is pretty high up north. What are the echoes for the Florida storms? Let's check that right now. And that would be 38,000 foot echo tops for the Orlando storm. Choose a different radar station. Choose this one. And then for the Eastern Panhandle storms, enhanced echo tops, we're seeing 44,000 foot echo tops. That's actually kind of high. So yeah, some pretty tall storms in Florida. Maybe some gusty winds in this little cluster of storms as well in Eastern Panhandle. So yeah, they're pretty tall. They're stronger than the storms up north. Well, they're taller, but don't know stronger. Yeah, it's possible. Although that one in the northeast is severe. But I don't think that'll last any longer. Could, though. Expires in 12 minutes. We do have a bunch of marine warnings, which is, of course, for the severe thunderstorm, which are obviously located along the line. I mean, in rain. Oh, yeah. In rain, yeah. But, yeah, wind. Well, I saw more rain in this one, too. I think you're probably right about it having less rain than the storms here. Yeah, these have more rain. Well, the ones up here have more rain than the line. So yeah, you're right. But yeah, wind, no. A lot weaker. Well, actually, one of them does have some decent winds. This cell here. Anyways, I think I'm probably gonna go ahead and end it very soon because I wasn't really planning on streaming past 7, but it is past 7. I was going to stream a little longer. So I was wanting to stream for an hour. Which it is almost an hour, so. Um, anyway. It's a lot of heat in Florida for these storms to. Well, I don't really think storms need heat. It's all about humidity and wind patterns and stuff. Of course, Florida sees a lot of storms because of how it's kind of shaped. This was a nice stream. You did a good job. Thank you for the positive feedback. Really appreciated. Positivity towards my streams is always appreciated, so thank you very much for that. But anyways, so yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and review today's severe weather outlook because I usually do it, or I do it for the next day, but today I'll do it for today and the next 2 days. So of course we do have a slight risk. That is what one of the channel moderators said to me in Discord, in the Life of Weather Discord server. Also, be sure to join that if you guys haven't, because we're going to try and talk there a lot more about the storm, so Hurricane Delta. I'll check it one more time after I'm done reviewing this, but yeah, I'll do that. So what we're seeing for right now. Anyways, slight risk there in the northeast, and just around that in the dark green is a marginal, and then the light green we don't worry about because it's just general thunder. No severe weather risk in those areas, just thunder. Oh yeah, and then the tornado risk, zero, no tornado chance anywhere today, so that's good news. Hail, less than 5% in all areas, which is also good news. But then the wind is what kind of started, or it's kind of what sparked this severe weather risk up in the northeast. So I'm going to check tomorrow, and of course tomorrow we're seeing a marginal, and I wonder if that's for the outer bands of Hurricane Delta, which is very possible. It is 2% tornado chance. It's most likely from the outer bands, all the supercellular activity from the storm that will be going up into Louisiana. Hail, less than 5%, and wind, less than 5% in all areas as well. And then the day after that, seeing a marginal in the same area again, which is of course probably for the hurricane, because actually the center of the hurricane is supposed to kind of go through like this, and so that's all east of the storm, which is usually said to be the worst part of the storm, or the bad part anyway, where all the tornadoes occur. So that's probably what sparked that. But anyways, let's check the Florida storms one more time. Here's what we're seeing right now. Really not even moving at all. I mean, these ones here are not moving at all, so that'll probably, these pose a flood risk, or flood threat anyway. Then these ones here are moving very slow, but yeah, stationary storms in the eastern panhandle of Florida. So that'll pretty much cause some flooding, maybe. Anyways, so this will be it for today's stream. Thank you all for watching. Possible that I'll do a stream tomorrow. I haven't done a stream in forever. I'm glad I did do a stream today. It's just so I can get myself back into streaming. It's been a while. I need to stream. You know, there's a big hurricane in the Gulf right now. It's not something that we need to ignore, or should ignore anyway. We need to keep this track down and have an eye on it because it's pretty dangerous. But anyways, Kentel joined Discord. Thank you for joining the Discord server. Anyway, so if you guys haven't, make sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the stream, and turn on post notifications so you can get notified from my latest streams. Remember the saying, by the way, so I'm glad I do. But anyway, thank you all for watching, and could possibly stream tomorrow on Hurricane Delta. Anyways, I'm out. Stay safe. See you all soon. Peace out.